Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. You may think that every sector of the economy in Nigeria is functional. The truth is, just as you're seeing other sectors complaining, and like the NDDC and the rest, and the myriads and myriads of fraud that was uncovered during the NDDC panel. It's not just NDDC in Nigeria. There are so many sectors that actually require reviving and probably prayers. Because when situations get persistent in this part of the world, we usually resort to praying. In other Senate claims, they put practical approach, but in Nigeria we have to always go to prayers, go to God in prayers always for things that, humanly speaking, wisdom wise, we can actually sort it out. But before we go into the news to find out what it is that is causing us to look into the situation, hashtag Endsars has come, and the fact that there's a threat for another second wave of hashtag Endsars. The review has begun and is beginning to expose a lot of things that Nigerians are wondering, is this how wonderful, quote and unquote, it has become? Before we do so, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, when Mohammed Adamu, the Inspector General of Police, called 77 commanders of Anti-Riot Squad, otherwise known as Mobile Police, MOPO, to a post-Endsars protest review meeting, he got more than he bargained for. Also present at the meeting, which was held at the force headquarters, were members of the police management team, counter-terrorism commanders, and special protection unit commanders who were brought together to take stock of the Endsars protest. Most of the MOPO commanders who raised complaints were initially diplomatic, and the message was most likely lost on the Inspector General, who had told them to speak their mind so that the mayhem would not repeat itself. His aim, he had said, was to study what got wrong and what they could have done better. Of the five Pomopo squadron leaders from Lagos State, the epicenter of the uprising, only one managed to speak up. He told this over-surprised IGP that the State Police Commissioner Hakeem Olusegun Odumosun let us down. And this actually is disgusting. Let's continue though. The CP did not know what to do. At the critical moment, he was either confused or out of ideas. We were just sitting there, waiting for him to give directives. Nothing was forthcoming. At a time that was one of the most critical and challenging in police history, the commander said, according to an insider who doesn't want to be quoted, Odos Odumosun was accused of being more interested in protecting Lagos politicians and other VIPs than the public, and that he did very well, the insider said. The hashtag Endsars protests, which were aimed at fighting police brutality, went out of control, and on October 21st and 22nd, several buildings, including the Palace of Oba of Lagos State High Court, and media houses, were burnt and shops looted by rampaging mobsters. Ajah police station in Lagos was attacked and its armory looted by the mob. More than 10 police stations across the state were also touched. Philip Sule Makun, the Commissioner of Police in Ebonyi State, was also accused of lacking ideas when demonstrators swooped on the police command headquarters and took the efforts of a few brave officers to prevent them from razing down buildings. Police authorities have said that 22 officers were killed nationwide during the protest, while a Mopo commander told the meeting that the Lagos State Police Command did not have tear gas, which is the first line of deterrence officers deploy when a mob action is getting out of hand. He says some officers took initiative and went to neighboring Republic of Benin to buy tear gas from illegal market. Can you just imagine? IGP was shocked. He asked, "You mean there's a black market for tear gas?" He was incredulous. But things are so bad with the Nigerian police today that Nigerians will cringe if they know how vulnerable we are to criminals and mobsters. In the absence of tear gas, the only option left for us in Lagos was to use live ammunition. It would have been bloody. We don't have water cannons. We don't have rubber bullets. We were caught between using live rounds to quell the uprising, which would have brought things under control, or yielding the streets to the rioters and minimizing the casualty figure. A senior police officer said we have a police force in the country that does not have a very vital operational tool known as tear gas in the armory to tackle civil unrest. The remnant of tear gas in our armories are all expired. This is just tear gas, not to talk of inadequate bulletproof jacket and bulletproof helmet. The question then is, where is the money and equipment that the federal government budgeted to be procured for the last election? Nothing was bought or distributed to any command or squadron. We now send our men on Boko Haram operation without required equipment to fight such a war. Another question being asked after is, where are the yearly allocations for procurement of uniforms and accoutrements? It is more than 10 years now that I can remember that the authorities of the Nigerian police force issued even a yard of fabric to its men as uniform. We buy all these things in the open market from civilians. He said Mopo commanders are allocated to low as 50,000 per quarter to run their squadron and funds operationals, including fueling and maintaining their vehicles. Now, wow. On October 20th, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos, declared a curfew and invited the military to clear the streets as protesters stood their ground. At least one death has been confirmed from the Lekki toll shooting amidst an allegation that there was a massacre, which has been denied by both the state government and the military. Adamu was told by the Mopo commanders at Abuja review meeting that there would have been no need to even invite the military if the police had been properly equipped. Every time you hear that billions of naira have been approved for the police, you have to ask where the money is going. We are expected to maintain peace and order and fight bandits and terrorists with our bare hands. No bulletproof, no bulletproof vest, no helmets, no tear gas, no training, nothing. It will be very hard to get a true and holistic police reform without input from operational, field commanders and middle level officers who are the real commanders on the ground and therefore knows the problems of the force and can provide solutions. This is really sad. Tear gas, we don't even have tear gas. Oh dear. Have you now seen why these guys were using live ammunition? How come we not have why can we not have rubber bullets? Cannon, water cannon. Why shouldn't we have? This is a nation. Oh my god. Have we gotten this terrible? Now you now see these guys had actually they were done between the term between um they were torn between the devil and the deep blue sea. What would they have done? Also, I could still remember the last election, general election. They said there are some monies they have kept to ensure that the police are well fully equipped for the general election, presidential general election, and even the gubernatorial election. Eventually, now why didn't the police even raise the alarm very early? But let's just hear what Nigerians are saying very quickly. This one here is say coming from the worst world police force. That look, let's give it to them. Without equipment, there's little or nothing anybody can do. It's left for us to provide them that equipment. I'm talking about the government of the day. This one here is saying black market for tear gas and now so-called police that ought to arrest went to buy from there. You are there, you go fear. That is where we have gotten ourselves into. Where we begin to do things we ought to do right, and we're doing it from behind or from the back door. It's rather sad though. Really, really sad. I just hope that with this particular news very quickly was gotten from the cable channel, and they took the time and explained one or two things anyway. But that's we're going to wrap it up. What's a take on the fact that I'm not talking about state, I'm talking about NPF, Nigerian Police Force, are saying that during the hashtag Endsars protest, they lacked cannon water, they lacked tear gas, they lacked rubber bullet. That the last one, the last tear gas they had was fully expired. It's rather sad. Let's put in that conversation. Let's interact. What's your take on his stand? I feel that more.